Yay, welcome everyone. I'm super excited to do a call. So I don't do these very often for those of you that know me. I still get nervous too. So Nikki, sweaty pits, I'm right with you. But I wanted everybody to hear a few different stories and a few different backgrounds from people that I hear, oh my gosh, I want to be like an Amanda Trin. I want to be like Nikki Mooney. I want to be like Leigh. So they don't know their story. So sometimes people think, oh, they did it really fast. They think they did diamond, which we did it pretty fast, but, oh, they did it in a month or they did it in 3 weeks or 3 months. But I want people to hear that, I don't like to compare each other. I want you just to hear their stories, and they're pretty powerful on, not ever giving up and finding what worked for them. So here's somebody. So Nikki, thank you for being on. I know that you're in Las Vegas, so she's live in Vegas doing this call.
So excited.
Yay, I am too. And she's our little Irish girl, so you're going to hear a little bit of an Irish accent. But Nikki, I want to congratulate you on Double Diamond and that bonus, and your fiance, soon to be husband, getting a diamond bonus as well. So tell everybody, how long have you been in with the company?
I started in June 2013, so a good while. I'm definitely a lifer. And go ahead.
Go ahead and tell everybody kind of your story, how you got started, how did you find it works, and what your journey's been like.
So a lady approached me about it, and she was in a networking thing that I was doing, and she just called me and she said, I have this wrap thing that you put on for 45 minutes and it makes you skinny. And I was like, that sounds like a load of what. And I just basically shut her down, and I just said, no, I'm not interested. I don't want anything to do with that. And then I went to get my hair done with one of my best friends, and I was telling her what the lady had told me. And she said, no, I know somebody who used that. And at the time it was when we measured, and she said that she saw, a difference in measurements. And I was like, oh, okay. So I called the lady who had approached me, and I was like, how do I kind of get started with this? And she told me how much it was to get started, and I was like, okay, I can kind of see where I can make my money back, and I definitely want to try it. So I got started, and she quit kind of pretty quickly after I started, so I was blowing up your phone stuff, trying to get more information, and not knowing what your rank was, or really not knowing anything about what I was doing. And I did pretty well pretty quickly. I think I got to Ruby by maybe the August, and then I stopped working my business in September of 2013. But something always in the back of my head was like, go back to this business. There's something about that you need to go back and do. So I went to a conference in January 2014, and I started to work my business again after that. And then in December of 2014, I hit diamond, and last month I hit double, and my fiance hit diamond. So it definitely took some time, but I'm happy with the way it worked out.
And when you say, it took time, were you feeling discouraged? What was going on in your life that you're like, I'm just not going to do this? Or what made you decide I'm going to go for it?
I definitely was discouraged. There was definitely times where I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't think I can do this. And I would see other people promoting, and I was like so frustrated because I wanted to get there as well. But I think the biggest thing I learned was that you cannot make people want to do this business. You have to just keep going regardless of what your team is doing. Hopefully they want the same things as you want, but if they don't, see that vision and want the same thing, then it's okay. You can just, keep looking for the next person, because you're always going to be looking for new distributors, and you're always going to be looking for new customers. So I think, I don't know, I guess what really pushed me to do it was my fiance works really, really hard doing manual labor. And in my opinion, he doesn't get paid for, the effort that he puts in. So I would really love to get him out of doing that job full time, and do this full time as well. So.
And Nikki, you've followed and you've flown to different trainings. You've gone to green carpet. You've gone to One Team One Missions. You've flown to my house a couple times. Do you think going to these events changed your thought process?
Absolutely. I just think that when you're around other people who have the same mindset, it's just so powerful because you don't feel like you're crazy anymore because this is a different type of business and it's not the normal thing that people do. So it's definitely, you get the raised eyebrows from some people, and even some of my family were very supportive in the beginning, and even Sonny supportive, but he was frustrated as well because he sees, me working, and it just takes some time to get to where you want to be, but still kind of, was supportive and knew that I would get to the goal I had in my head anyway.
And what I want people to know is you're actually, you were doing this while you were bartending and doing real estate, correct?
That's right, yeah. Yeah, I was really busy, and I think that I was kind of slow to let go of some of the things I was doing, especially bartending, because it's scary. But as soon as I started to kind of, let go of some of those shifts and change my focus, things started to really push forward with it works for me because I was able to invest a little bit more time, and I wasn't so tired. It's exhausting when you're trying to do everything, but you can do it if you really want to.
And I want people to know, this is kind of funny. So how Nikki kind of came about in my life is the lady that actually signed Nikki, I enrolled her and she quit. So what I want you all to think about is sometimes the person that you enroll might not be the one that catches the vision and it works. So, for me, it's amazing to see how, you want to shake people because we know what we have our hands on. But that person could lead you to your next rock star on your team. So don't give up on your team that's in your downline or who they're gonna, sign up, because that could be your next Nikki Mooney. You have no idea who can come into your life and change it. So Nikki is an all-around One Team One Mission player. She loves helping people. I see her pour into her team. I see how many amazing people she brought to the One Team One Mission out in Boston. Go Boston. And
yay.
She's someone, when you go and look at her, she's fun to be around. So when you go to her Facebook page or her Instagram page, she draws you in. So what I want you to take from this too is be what you want others, to be. So if you are posting positive things, if you're showing that you're having fun and you can make money with this, people want to follow that. They want that life. So she would absolutely, if I went on and I didn't know anything about It Works, I would want to do what she would do. And I would ask her, what do you do? Because it looks fun. You look, like you're changing lives. So, Nikki, if you could give a tip to somebody that's starting brand new and then a tip to people that have been in maybe a couple years that feel stuck, what would you say to them?
I think for the newbies, something that was very important for me was I followed people who were where I wanted to be. So everybody that I saw was doing well, I followed them, and I reached out to them and asked them questions, and everyone is so good. They'll definitely, if they have the time to message you back, they will. I think it's just so important to just, copy the right path, really, basically. And then for anyone who's been in for a little while, just don't give up, because once the ball starts to roll, it's going to keep rolling. And I'm so excited I didn't stop, because there was times when I really wanted to, but now I know I'm never going to stop, and I'm going to get to, the top of the company, which is where I ultimately want to be. So just don't give up.
It's so important. It's so key, because I think people look at you and they think, oh my gosh, she's just a rock star, and they don't think that these leaders have moments of feeling, I could give up. So we all go through that. It's the ones that push through that get through it. So I love it when I hear people's stories. So Nikki, thank you. I appreciate you getting on the call and giving us a little bit of who you are and what you're about, and for taking time out of your little vacation. I know that was on your dream board, so I'm so happy to see you marking things off of your dream board and to be part of our life. So everybody go follow Nikki Mooney. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you so much for having me on the call. Love you so much. Thank you.
All right, next we're going to do, I think I'm going to switch it up a little bit. Amanda, I'm going to keep you last. I'm just going to put the pressure on you a little bit longer. But Leigh, I love your story. So Leigh is a new diamond. I'm thinking, how long have you been in? 60 days? You haven't been in very long. How long have you been in?
Since January 31st.
Okay, so yep, just a few months. So can you tell everybody who you are, kind of what your life is about, and how long you've been watching this? Because I think this is important for people to know who you are, and if you have any kids and that kind of stuff.
Yes. Okay. I'm married to Jimmy Bones, the keyboardist for Kid Rock, and I have 4 children, 5 actually. I have a stepdaughter too. And I've actually been watching this company for 2 years, which is crazy.
I know you've got the 5 kids, but the 4. Tell everybody how old they are. You're a busy mom. Busy wife.
Okay. Well, my stepdaughter is 23. My son is 16. I have a 13-year-old son, a 3-year-old daughter, and a 1-year-old daughter.
So you're busy.
A touring musician husband that's gone for a few months at a time.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was watching this business for a couple of years, and I literally wanted to see. I thought it was crazy. I was like, "There's no way." You know, I grew up in a family that was Amway, and so I was like real skeptical myself on how these different things worked. So I watched my parents get in and out of different, programs, but I watched and I stalked different people's pages through Facebook to see what they were doing. Were they making money? How they were feeling? Watching their posts and seeing how this business was actually changing them, and if it even would be anything considering that I want to do, because I had to be careful what I stamped my name on for my husband. Together, we were going to do this together. So I then watched your guys' Limelight in January through YouTube and different leaders' pages, and I was like, look at these people. They are so excited. I want to feel that way. I want to be a part of that. Everybody's just, obviously this is working. I'm seeing people that I knew that didn't have a college or, a high school diploma and everything, and I knew that, they were becoming successful in this. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to try this. I want to find something that defines me. So, but if I was going to do it, I knew I wanted to do it and do it right. So I went to the top, and I watched Limelight, and I saw that Stefani and Joel Dunn were the top earners of the company, and I was like, I'm going to put her in. And I looked her up, and I emailed you, and I was like, I think this is something that I want to do. And that's really how it went. I knew a lot of people that were in the business, but I also knew where, some of the things on their Facebook page and stuff, just, it just kind of deterred me from wanting to be learning from them. I wanted to learn from the best. So,
and it's so, like I said with Nikki, like anyone, you are putting out, what people are seeing. So obviously I did a good enough job that drew you in for something. So, it doesn't mean that I don't have bad days, but what's interesting is people are watching you, whether you think it or not. Oh, yes. We all have people watching, and I know with Leigh, when she came in, she's like, I'm doing this. So when you got started, you went right after those steps to success. You're like, tell me what I need to do, I'm going to do it. And to this day, I can see her. She's posting. She's on her phone. She's helping her team. So what does the day look like? Because, you didn't just get to Diamond all by yourself. You have an amazing team. So tell me, what is your day like having a 3-year-old, a 1-year-old, having the boys in baseball? I kind of got to know you really quick with your life already. So what is your day look like? Is it kind of crazy?
Yes, it's really crazy. But I looked at this opportunity like a business, like it's supposed to be looked at. It was an investment. And so, like, the first thing in the morning, I post. I make sure I post on both Instagram and Facebook. And then I make sure that during different times after the girls are fed, you know, and if my husband's home, he's helping me, I make sure I go back in and I post and post and post. And I change up my posts. And, you know, I try to make an adventure of my life and want people drawn into me. And, you know, I also make time and I network out with, you know, writing emails and texting. I tell myself every day, 5 people I text, 5 people I send out emails, of people that I haven't even talked to in years. But I do that, and I've done that since day one, and I think that's why I went diamond so fast, because I treated it like a business every single day. I didn't say, tomorrow I'll work on it works, you know, and today I'm just going to, you know, mess around with this. Every day I've woken up and I'm treated it like a business because I wanted it to pay me like a business.
So when you're doing this and you're training a brand new distributor, when you're welcoming a new distributor, what are you teaching them? Is there something that you say or show them? Same for every single distributor?
No, because I kind of separate my girls and guys by, I know what's overwhelming for some. I know for some that can handle a lot. And so I kind of give them, like, somebody that's kind of, like, set back, a little shy and timid, you know, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. I give them steps. You know, we go over the steps of success, and I tell them, okay, we're going to start off by, let's just find 2 loyal customers. And I help them start off, you know, with baby steps. So then it doesn't look like, I don't hand them the, you know, the full steps of success and say, this is what you have to do. Because that can be overwhelming for some. And then some of them that really, I know, could rock this out, and they're like, tell me what I need to do. I want to be right where you're at. I tell them, I want to do 4 loyal customers this week. Find a distributor. And they come back to me, and, you know, and they tell me, and I help them, you know, every day I log in my team. You know, if it's through text, if it's through, you know, Facebook Messenger, I always plug in with everybody.
And communication is really the key, I think, when you're in this. And I know that when you're reaching down into your team, into the newbies, they don't really know yet, but you know, oh my gosh, you're almost to their 4 customers. Did you realize that? You only need 1 more customer and you got your 4. Or, you know, you're almost an executive. That means you have 2 distributors, almost at 400 in sales in each distributor. So sometimes that communication just drives everything up. And I've seen that in your team. I've seen that with everybody, because it starts with that brand new person, getting them excited and having that communication. So I love that you keep it simple, and you're listening to some people saying, okay, let's start with the 2 customers. What a great thing to do rather than overwhelming people, because people can come in this and feel like, I don't know, can I do this? But why not give it a shot? Like, what if it really works, right? Like, it's really working. It can really happen. And so I see the amount of effort and work that you put in, and you absolutely treat this like it's a multi-million-dollar business already in 2 months. Yes. And you're not messing around. You're going to the top, and you're okay with other people where they're at, but you also have other leaders that have already stepped up going, I'm going to the top with you. So I think you're honoring people where they're at, and I think that's awesome. I do want to ask you, what do you think of the $1,000 Ruby bonus? Do you think that's helped your team?
I think it has, because it's like a baby step to diamond. I think it gives them that initiative of a goal and showing them, and it gives them, you know, like, oh my gosh, I can make this kind of money. I can get this bonus, you know, and because if you just pull out a diamond chart, you look at that and then be like, oh, you can get a $10,000 good bonus if you hit this, and you look at all those boxes. You're like, are you kidding me? There's no way that I can do that, let alone try to find one person. But if this $1,000 Ruby bonus is made it easy because it's just following those steps of success, and then people are filling in their boxes and they're like, I made it to the first mark, and, you know, and they're excited, and it makes them feel, you know, it's a rank, and then they got the bonus. It's been exciting for them.
So brand new distributors, and even for ones that have been in and thinking, oh my gosh, Leigh is amazing, she did diamond so fast. What what would be your tip that you would share, like something that, that you do that you think this is what did it for me, for my business?
Well, having an amazing leader like you was very helpful because I, like Nikki, blew you up every day and probably still do for all my questions. But plugging in, and like I said, when you are new, don't put your toe in the water. Jump in with 2 feet. And that's what I did. I'd never walked around and said, I don't know, I'll give this a try. I'm going to give it to this date to see if it's going to work out. Or, you have to jump in with 2 feet and treat it like it's like your own franchise business. It's your own business. And stay plugged in. I constantly watch YouTube videos from all the leaders. I stay plugged in with, going to O2OMs, green carpet. All of that is important. It's feeding yourself and it's feeding your team. So for the new ones, just keep plugging in and don't give up because it's going to happen and it's, and it's going to happen in its own timing. It's just how bad do you want it? And like I said, I always hit 5 people a day with random people of emails and text messages.
I love that. So she has herself a goal. And what I got from that, everyone, is staying plugged in and communication. So drive your sponsor and your uplines crazy because we love that. I think you probably could agree with me that you love it when your newbies are asking or going, oh, my gosh, I got a loyal customer. I really don't know what to do. Can you help me? You love that,
Absolutely.
Right? Yes.
Absolutely.
So we want to encourage you, if maybe your sponsor's gone, it's okay, but there's an upline, and you can find that out right on your back office when you log in. Find your Diamond Upline leader. They'll help you, probably get you on a team page if you're not on one, or you can even call corporate and go, who's my Diamond Upline leader? Because there is somebody out there that cares about you and wants help. Don't be afraid to ask and know that we're here and we're excited to help you. And that's a huge, huge thing. So I appreciate it. I am not anything awesome other than I love it that you guys drive me nuts. So that's a good thing. So, newbies, drive them crazy, put off the steps to success, like Leigh said. If you're confused on it, ask questions. That's how you learn. So don't be afraid, I think, to open your mouth. That was the number one thing that I do know from Leigh is she put it out there, and if she didn't know, she asked me, and I told her the answer. So you're going to have uplines that can help you on answering questions or even on team pages. And the more activity that you are doing yourself, the more that others look at you as a leader too. So I can generally see that when I'm looking like, oh, they're starting to become that leader. We believe in you. So all of a sudden we see that belief starting to happen in you and your team's going to start to follow. And then all of a sudden other people are watching you and they start to join you. So I think it's pretty cool that we have a real-life rock star on our team, but I think my goal is for Leigh to be the rap star, be on stage, and she is the one that's shining and making all the money. So that's kind of my goal. I think that's so cool. And I know your husband's super supportive and super proud of you, and we are, and congratulations on promoting so quickly and your team and keeping them that fire within them. So thank you for being on the call. I think
thank
you
for having
me. Hear everybody's story. Yeah. Okay, Amanda, are you on with me?
I am.
So your story is pretty cool. So we heard from Nikki, who was kind of a young professional, no kids. She's going to be getting married soon, so her life is kind of getting settled with multiple jobs. Then we just had on a mom of 5, crazy busy, rock star, that fit this in. And now what I love is Amanda is so young. She's going to be a multimillionaire in her 20s, which is crazy to me. So when I think of you, Amanda, I think, she's got to be a robot or something because this girl doesn't sleep. Like, she wants it. So tell everybody how old you are, and when you found it worked, tell them, what you were doing, because you're pretty busy.
Yeah. I am 24 years old, and I joined April 29th, 2013. So it's been a little bit over 2 years. And when I joined, I was a full-time college student. I majored in biology because I thought I was going to be a biology teacher. And I also was working I was kind of working full-time at the nail salon because I work for my mother who owns a nail salon.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So life was busy for you.
Did you want me to? I found it works. I forgot, sorry. I found it works through Facebook.
So this is interesting, you guys. She just randomly went on and signed up, and she ended up with me. So I think that's kind of cool how you don't know how or what's going to happen. Somebody can randomly go to your website and just sign up. So never count those people out. And I remember thinking, who is this girl? Maybe she needs to know who I am. And I'm not one to go, look at me, this is who I am, but I want people to know too, hey, use me. That sounds terrible, but use me. I'm here to help you, answer some questions and get you going if you need some help. So, you've been in for a couple years, so what did it for you? Like, I've seen you, grow into this amazing leader. So over these last couple years, what was it that finally the light bulb went off for you?
So when I joined the business in 2013, I was more focused on the retail aspect. I wanted to sell individual wraps. Since I worked in the nail salon, I figured it'd be easy since I'm always around women. So in my first month, I did make a lot of wrap cash. It was $625 in wrap cash just my first month. And I, Leah said, I went all in too. It's just that I wasn't really focused on building a team. I guess I didn't know who you were, and I didn't really have anybody, so I just didn't really think about it. And then I found who you were, and I found out that there was one team on missions. So I went to my first one team in January of 2014. It was in the middle of January. Later, then. What is it? Yeah.
It was almost a year later that you went. Okay.
Yeah. And then I think when I went there and I saw people, and they were telling their stories, I think that's what got me. I was just like, wow, these are normal people. They're no better than me, and I'm no better than them. We're all humans. We all have the same brain, and why is it that they can do this and work from home and travel and have fun and not be broke, and why am I sitting here not working my business like I should be? I just thought it was kind of impossible to get to the high ranks. I used to look at that chart and be like, oh, well, that's crazy numbers. I can't do it. So I think once I went to that one team on mission, I was like, I'm going to be diamond. And my goal was diamond in a year, which I know is kind of long. I mean, it's not long, but kind of long because I've been in the business since April. But I was a full-time college student, so I was kind of more focused on my studies. And it was funny. My first one team on mission, I was in the car with Alicia. I don't know if she's listening to it right now. And I remember telling her we were both studying the same thing. And I was like, I really haven't been working my business because I'm studying. I'm at the gym. And seriously, I'm not going to really think about wraps. And this is our car ride. I'm not going to think about wraps. So I'm trying to study. And then as soon as I left, my mind was completely changed. It was crazy.
I love that. So by going, and it sounds so silly to people, but they're like, what did it? And it was the same thing for me going to my first conference, and I thought, these are normal people. They don't look any different than me. You couldn't tell if you lined everybody up who was making the money and not. Like you said, they're just normal people, and we don't know their story, and they maybe put in a little bit more time, or they actually jumped in like Leigh did. She did just put one foot in the water. She went for it. She dove in. So, that for you, I knew when you were doing it. Once you went, you drive everywhere. You are up in the middle of the night. So tell people, how do you work your business? Because you can't get out from work because you're behind doing nails and you're in college. So how did you work your business?
So I work my business mostly through social media, and I do, a lot of people are like, oh, well, it's probably easy for you because you work in a nail salon, so you see all these people. But honestly, right now I work 6 days a week. roughly from 10 a.m. to 7:30 at night. So right now I'm in the car outside of my job. And so I work my business, mostly through Instagram and Facebook. And when I first started, kind of the same thing, because when I see people, I'm kind of shy blitzing, so I kind of always focus on social media because I felt like it always works for me. I mean, now I'm not as shy, but when I first started, I was. Right now, since I work so much, I'm always posting. Like, I wake up in the morning and my phone is next to me. That's what I grab the first thing I wake up. When I'm brushing my teeth, when I'm in the shower, I'm on my phone. Like, I don't let go of my phone. The only time in the shower, I have one hand out, like, posting pictures or I'm liking. It's really funny. It really is.
So when you're when you're on Facebook and Instagram, for the people that are new and even the ones that are wondering, oh my gosh, how does she work Instagram? Do you everybody has a different way of building. So do you post all at work? Do you switch it up? What kind of tip can you give when you're building your Instagram?
No,
what does your
don't
Instagram look like?
My Instagram, it used to be all it works when I first started. I had 2 separate accounts. I always tell my team, do not do 2 separate accounts. Always do one account. I try not to put the word rap in my Instagram name because I did have it like that before. Not that it won't work for you because it has worked for other people, but for me it works better with not, because I feel like people don't unfollow me and they follow me back when my stuff is on private because they don't think I'm like a business page. They think I'm a normal person. And then my page, I take a lot of selfies. Like, I purposely do my makeup sometimes to take selfies, and I know that sounds funny, but a lot of people go on social media and they'll look up stuff like MAC makeup looks or whatever. So, like, if you hashtag that, or if your stuff is public, if you hashtag stuff like that or the lipstick that you're wearing, then people will see your stuff and they might like your picture and go into your profile and follow you. That's just one of the examples. And I think that when you take more selfies, people think that, well, I mean, because you are real, so you want to show them that you're a real person and not just a bunch of stomachs. So that's why I take a lot of selfies. And when I sign up people, I take selfies with, like, my 1 finger or 2 fingers or how many people I signed up that day, because then it's attracting people. And if they're like, oh, well, people are joining her team. She must be, a real person and she must be successful. I post before and after pictures. I used to do every other photo. That works for me too, but I think that it's for growing my team. It's worked a lot better by taking selfies, by being inspirational, and not being fake and matching up to when people see you. So how I act on social media is how I act in person. I'm happy on social media and I'm happy in person. I don't act a certain way on social media, and when people see me, I'm like miserable. So I make sure that what I say on Instagram and Facebook matches up to what I say to people, and how, like, I'm really genuine about everything and how this business has changed my life. So most of my captions are about It Works, but not all of my pictures are It Works pictures. So
and
if
I love that.
I'll say stuff like that. Yeah.
And I love that. Thanks for sharing that, because I think people think, oh, they got to show all these bellies or whatever. So, if you're not and you haven't got the 100-day adventure, you guys make sure you go in and you get this. It's, $49 right now, I think, for the end of the month. I'm not sure when they're going to upcharge that, but it's so worth it because John Eric makes it so simplified for people like myself that are not social gurus. I am not a techie person, so if you're feeling like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm good at social media, you don't have to be good. Just be a good person. Be a good friend, like John Eric says, and people will be attracted to that. So all 3 of these girls that are on the call, I would absolutely sign up with, because they are true to who they are. You attract, it's so interesting to me, who you are. And I know I'm a lot of fun, and these girls are a lot of fun. I have a lot of blue, red, even yellow, and you'll learn about these colors, but I think, having fun, enjoying life, and knowing, did we have some hard times? Yes, but it's how you look at things. So Amanda kind of switched her tune, and she leads by showing examples of what she's doing. So her team is following what she's doing. So I can't make any of you on this call. I couldn't make you all get on this call tonight to listen. But what we can do is, Joel probably caught me talking on the phone with a call, showing you if I'm going to tell you something, I'm actually doing it. So if I'm going to go to a wrap party, or if I'm going to tell you guys you need to go help your team with a wrap party, I'm actually doing that too. I'm not just going to tell you to do something if I haven't done it. So with all of these leaders, they're leading by example. They're going to trainings. They're going to One Team, One Mission. They're getting involved. They're on calls. They're showing you on social media that they're selling wraps for Wrap Cash, and anyone can do it. So, I love that we have all different ages, all different backgrounds. It's inspiring to see. So Amanda actually went diamond in December, and then you just went double diamond, and now I love that you're charting for triple and presidential. And
Yay.
Isn't that crazy to think, oh my gosh, that chart looks so scary, but yet it's like when people say, how do you eat an elephant? It's one bite at a time. So with your chart, you guys don't get overwhelmed. Just take it day by day and go, I'm going to sign one person up today. And that may be messaging 2 people. That may be messaging 10 people, maybe messaging 100 people. We don't know how many people, how many no's it's going to take to get a yes. So don't let that get you discouraged, because, Amanda, was there times where you were discouraged and you wanted to quit?
So weird, because I sometimes feel like I want to quit, but I know I won't. Times get hard. There's been weeks where I just want to cry and, not talk to anybody and just stay in my room. But I can't. I have things to take care of, and there's life. Life gets in the way, but all the obstacles that we go through just make us stronger, and everybody's going to go through it. So when you start signing up people on your team, they're going to go through the same thing, and when they come to you telling them their problems, you're going to be able to relate to them. And so I don't ever regret anything. And, yeah, maybe discouraged, but I will never quit. And I think that's what is important. And to know, I always tell my team, you're so worthy of this, and you can say that you're going diamond this month, but you're not going to go diamond if you don't truly in your heart believe that you're going to go diamond. You have to act like a diamond to become one. You can't just act like something else and negative and then think you're going to all of a sudden permit to the next level. So
And that's so true. So, I want people to hear that. Was there times that, Stephanie, did you ever get discouraged? Yeah, I still do. I have those days. But looking at the bigger picture of, I remember Carla Burns telling me this. I went to her and felt like, I don't know if I can do this, is this for me? And she's like, you're going through things so that you can share this with your team and help them. And it's like listening to myself, Amanda, when you just said that is exactly what I was told. Going through those steps, we all go through the exact same thing. You sign up as a distributor and you work your way up, and you go through this to be able to help your team. So we all have those moments, and we all have good moments. And, I love seeing the promotions. Your time is coming for those that feel like, I'm never going to promote. Your time's coming, and there's going to be others that come into your business, and they're like, oh, my gosh, I want to promote so bad, So we all go through different seasons of the business. So recognize that. Cheer each other on. Be so happy for people that are promoting, because we don't know their stories always, and your time's coming. Don't quit. Get out there. Be the leader that you want others, to follow you. Be the person that you just are so proud of, and follow those leaders. There's too many good things with this company that are coming. I've seen it. I've been with the company for almost 6 years. Been so broke that we were standing in food lines at churches. So, you have to have the right mindset. And I know with these girls on the call, their mind is in the right place. They may hear something negative or a no, but they don't let that interfere with them, because their focus is so strong. They know where they're going. They are so driven on where they're going. So, with that, with the Ruby bonus, I wanted to touch base on this a little bit and go to the ones that have been in for a while. be excited to go sign somebody up and help them go Ruby, because I promise you that's going to lift you up. When you lift others up, it lifts yourself up. So take the focus, switch it around a little bit, and focus on those people and help them get their Ruby chart and focus on their team. And I promise you, you will drive that up. So even if you're not eligible for that Ruby bonus, focus with the ones that are, so that you as a team are growing. And then for the new ones, for people that are maybe listening on the call, or for those of you that you're thinking of names that you should be calling and reaching out to, let them know this is the time. It Works has never done the Ruby bonus before of $1,000. I don't know about you, but $1,000 is what I wanted in this business when I first started. Actually, first I wanted to be skinny, and I kind of joke about that, but we all got into this for a reason. And then I thought, $1,000 a month would be, for me, that was life-changing money. And so $1,000, as a brand new distributor, could you imagine getting that? Like, that's so much. So 4 loyal customers and 3 distributors is the foundation to get you to that Ruby bonus. That is how I teach you. So listen to those words. Even if I show you a Ruby chart, that's probably overwhelming. Would you girls agree on the call with me? Is the Ruby chart a little bit overwhelming? So, if you can say, okay, we're going to work on getting you 4 loyal customers in your first 30 days, and then 3 distributors as quickly as we can, and that's your foundation for Ruby. That sounds pretty doable, right? I think so. I think that's, teamwork, we can do that. And then we're going to teach those 3 the exact same steps, the 4 customers and 3 distributors. And when you have 3 Rubies, you're just about a diamond. So that's pretty cool how that works. But a lot of it, with this business, as I see these leaders develop, I get so excited, because you get in this for yourself, and then something switches. And I know all 3 of these girls on the call, and all of my leaders and all the leaders in It Works, our hearts want to help our team members get there, because we can't get to the top alone. We want everybody to be there. So when your mind is right, your business is right. And so right now is the perfect time with It Works. Again, I've been with it almost 6 years. I've seen some pretty amazing things. Mark and Pam and Mike and John Eric and Dr. Don, they have the vision of where this company is going, and I'm not going to sit back and think, I wish I would have tried a little bit harder. Right now, there might be some leaders or some other people that are sitting back thinking, I got a bonus, I'm going to take a little bit of a break. Do not do that. I want you to work harder than you think you ever could, because I promise you, your checks are going to blow up, your team's going to blow up, and what happens is your team follows you too. So I am working harder. Like today, I'm out of my mind why I do the things that I do sometimes. I'm like, how do I even manage? I had, work running around all day. Then we had people come over, actually Diamond and our business come over with her twins, and then gave that, did dinner with them. They may still be here or listening on the call. And then I signed up a distributor 5 minutes before I do this call. I'm like, why do I do this to myself? But, there's only one time, and I'm willing to create a legacy. Are you willing to go all in, or do you want to tiptoe around it? So I think with this call, where my heart was with doing the call was to let you all know these are all normal people. You all have the same ability. Get your mind right. Get out and do some action. Have your steps to success, and get out and talk to these people and go after that Ruby bonus, and you're going to be the next one on this call. So, girls, do you have any last minute, did I trigger anything that you're just like, I got to say that if you're still on? Is there anything that you guys want to say? One last shot.
I'm trying to think of something.
I have so much to say. I don't even know. Can't pick one thing.
Okay, well, what's a thing that pops up? Is it super important that you're just like, oh my gosh, I got to tell people this. This is going to break their, make or break their business.
I think mine is, I used to be really afraid to blitz people, like really afraid. I still am scared to do it, but I think that the best things happen when you feel like you're terrified and you're going to throw up. It's like, just do it anyway, because crazy things happen once you open your mouth. since I've been in Vegas, I haven't even like really, tried. I've just been talking with my friend Danielle, about wraps, and someone bought a box at the pool. And there's, 3 people who are interested in being distributors just from, casual conversations. So just don't be afraid, because people really do want what we have.
And that's so true, right? You're just sharing, and the moment that you get out and be a little scared, and you're like, oh my gosh, they're actually interested, because I can tell you what, I wish somebody would have told me about this years ago, because I was looking. I needed something in my life. So those moments of you're like, oh my gosh, should I really do this? Absolutely. So way to go, Nikki. Starting a team in Vegas.
Oh my God, I know. And then I'll say something, but one thing that I learned from John Eric when we were up here in Jackson was he said that with blitzing, everybody deserves to be blitzed. Why be selfish and leave people out? I'll be very honest with you, the people that are on my team today are the people that I thought wasn't even going to approach. I mean, that's the crazy thing. So for the blitzing, for like what Nikki was talking about, I always say, why not? Because how selfish for me not to share this opportunity with them. Because I don't know what people are going through. I just think immediately, they wouldn't want a part of this because they're this person or they're this person. Do not label anybody, because I've had so many people that have been skeptic, and then were loyals, and they still were skeptical, and that now are distributors. And then I've also had people that I didn't approach, and then they asked me, and I'm like, yeah, this is what I do. And then they're like, well, how can I get started? So always ask everybody. Do not label and say, no, not this person, yes, this person, because you'll be amazed, and you don't know what people are going through that might actually love to do something like this.
Completely.
Anyone else? You're good? Well, I appreciate.
I think that when you
go ahead, Amanda.
I was just going to say, like, when you first join this business, I think a lot of people are scared to talk about it because they're scared that people are going to ask them questions that they're not going to know how to answer. And for me, I just joined the business and I just did it. Like, who cares? When people ask me how it works, I'm like, I don't know. I just saw pictures and I signed up. That's literally what I said. And I think that that's also a good thing for all the new people that just join. Just do it and watch their training videos. I watched them in 2 days. I did my own wrap party. I wasn't scared, and I think that you don't care about what other people think about you. I think that that's very important. And there's this one quote from conference, if you guys didn't go, and I think it's from John Eric, and he said, you were not created to make bricks for another man. We were created for something much better. And I think realizing that I'm not just somebody who went to college and who's going to work for somebody else and make them money, and me just being in the same spot forever, like realizing that I can do more than that, more than what society told me I should do, that's why I'm growing now, because I believe that. So I think that quote's really powerful. So I think that quote really, I highlighted it and wrote it and everything when I was down in my seat at conference, and I had to share it with you guys.
And thank you for sharing that, because everybody that's on this call, you are exactly where you're supposed to be. You are absolutely worthy of this, and reach out to us, because we are here to help you. That's the one thing I want you to know is we are all a team on one mission, and we are going to $1 billion and beyond. And how much of that do you want to be part of? So how many lives do you want to change and go, I helped that person, and see that ripple effect, because it's pretty cool to see what can happen. So thank you, girls, for being on the call. I don't do this very often, so I hope, we all inspired and gave you guys a little bit of motivation and touched some lives tonight. I think we did. I know you guys make me want to cry. I'm so proud and honored that you're on the call with me. So thank you for spending an hour with us tonight, and we have it recorded. I think it's a good call, so you will be able to pass this down if people weren't on tonight. So again, thanks, guys, and I can't wait to see your promotions. All right. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.